You're probably packing at least 3 things that will make your wildlife trip heavier, harder, and way more frustrating. Today, we're exposing the 8 most useless items you should never bring. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most overlooked but game-changing parts of planning a wildlife trip: what not to pack. It doesn't matter whether you're heading into a forest, a savanna, a national park, or a remote wildlife reserve. One of the biggest mistakes people make is bringing way too many unnecessary items. And look, it's totally understandable. When you're excited for a wildlife trip, your brain goes into just-in-case mode. Suddenly, everything feels like something you might need, until you're trekking through the woods, wondering why your backpack weighs as much as a small boulder. So today, we're counting down the 8 most useless items that only add bulk, slow you down, and provide almost no real benefit in the wild. Let's jump straight in. Countdown starts now. 8. Heavy hardcover guidebooks. Guidebooks sound useful until you're actually walking around with one. These thick, glossy wildlife or bird spotting books can weigh almost a kilogram, and chances are you'll only flip through them once or twice. In the wild, mobility and speed matter more than reference pages. Plus, thanks to technology, you can get offline digital guides, interactive wildlife identification apps, downloadable maps, and even plant-animal recognition tools right on your phone. Why? It's useless. A bulky guidebook adds weight, takes up space, and offers far less convenience than the tools already in your pocket. What to bring instead? Download offline apps or PDFs before leaving civilization. They weigh nothing in. Your back will thank you. 7. Full-size toiletry bottle side. Be surprised how many people packed 300 milliliters shampoos, huge soaps, and massive lotion bottles like they're checking into a hotel spa. But on a wildlife trip, you're not trying to win a beauty contest. You're trying to stay clean, light, and mobile. Full-size toiletries leak, add unnecessary weight, attract insects with strong scents, and rarely get fully used before the trip ends. And if you're deep in nature, you won't even be taking long bathroom breaks, much less luxurious showers. Why it's useless? You only need tiny amounts of essential toiletries, and overly fragrant ones can even attract wildlife, which is exactly what you're trying to avoid. What to bring instead? A small biodegradable soap sheet pack, a tiny toothpaste tube, travel-size lotion if needed, and unscented sunscreen. That's it. 6. Multiple heavy camera lenses. Photography lovers, I'm looking at you. It's tempting to bring your entire camera arsenal: wide-angle lens, telephoto lens, macro lens, backup lenses, and maybe even a stabilizer. But unless you're a professional wildlife photographer whose job depends on it, carrying all that equipment is torture. And guess what? After a few hours of hiking, you'll only use one lens, maybe 2 at most. Why? It's useless. Excess camera gear slows you down, tires your shoulders, and distracts you from actually enjoying the wildlife around you. What to bring instead? One versatile zoom lens, like 18 to 200 millimeters, a lightweight camera body, or, if you're casual, a good smartphone with a telephoto mode. Spending less time fumbling with gear equals more time spotting actual wildlife. 5. Bulky camping chairs. Listen, I love comfort, but dragging a big foldable camping chair into wild terrain, that's basically carrying around a metal skeleton for no reason. Most wildlife trips involve constant movement: trekking, climbing, walking, exploring, and stopping only briefly. You won't want to unpack and repack a giant chair every time. And if you do, sit. A rock, a log, or even the ground works perfectly fine. You're in nature, it's part of the experience. Why it's useless? A camping chair is bulky, awkward, and adds massive weight while offering comfort you rarely get to use. What to bring instead? A compact, ultralight folding stool, or a simple foam sitting pad. Weighs almost nothing and gets the job done. 4. Oversized first aid kits. Before you panicies, you absolutely need a first aid kit, but what you don't need is a fully loaded medical bag that looks like it was designed for a field hospital. Those bulky kits come with dozens of items you will never use on a typical wildlife trip. Most travelers end up carrying splints they won't need, 5 types of bandages too big for any real injury, medical tools they don't know how to use, and treatments meant for emergencies beyond basic first aid. Unless you're a trained medic or leading an expedition, you're just transporting dead weight. Why? It's useless. Oversized kits are bulky, heavy, and packed with items you won't use, especially if you don't know how to use them. What to bring instead? A compact, ultralight first aid kit with adhesive bandages, blister treatment, antiseptic wipes, pain relievers, tweezers, medical tape, and any personal medication. A smart, simple kit beats a bulky, complicated one every time. 3. Multiple pairs of shoes. This is one of the most common packing mistakes. People bring hiking boots, walking shoes, camp shoes, backup shoes, and sometimes even sandals for just in case. But wildlife trips are not fashion shows, and you certainly won't need 4 pairs of footwear in the wild. That's truth. One good pair of broken-in hiking boots is almost always enough. Extra shoes take up half your backpack and provide almost zero benefit. Why it's useless? You'll end up wearing the same comfortable pair every day. while the others become unnecessary. Wait, what to bring instead? One reliable pair of hiking boots, one ultralight pair of packable camp sandals if needed, that's all. Everything else is a waste of space. 2. Fancy outfits. If you've ever packed nice clothes for a wildlife trip, maybe a button-down shirt, a dress, or something you thought you'd wear for photos, you already know what happens. You never wear them. Not once. Wildlife trips mean dirt, sweat, dust, unpredictable weather, mud, and constant movement. Fancy outfits will sit at the bottom of your bag, untouched. Plus, bright-colored or patterned clothing can actually scare away wildlife, or make you stand out in a bad way. Why? It's useless. Non-functional clothing provides no warmth, no protection, no comfort, and no use during wildlife activities. What to bring instead? Light, durable, neutral-colored technical clothing that dries fast, protects from insects, layers, well, and is comfortable for long treks. Nature doesn't care about your outfit. It cares about your preparedness. 1. Excess snacks and heavy food supplies. This one tops the list because nearly every traveler overpacks food. People bring multiple snack bags, heavy tins and cans, full loaves of bread, a week's worth of granola bars, and enough food to survive a miniature apocalypse. But wildlife tours and guided trips almost always provide meals, and if you're trekking, calorie-dense, lightweight food is what you need, not bulky supplies. Plus, excess food can attract animals if not stored properly. The last thing you want is a curious creature sniffing around your camp at night. Why? It's useless. Extra food is heavy, space-consuming, unnecessary, and potentially dangerous. What to bring instead? A small pack of trail mix, dried fruit, jerky, electrolyte tablets, and compact nutrition bars. Just enough to keep your energy up, not enough to feed a village. And that brings us to the end of our countdown. The 8 items you should definitely leave behind on your next wildlife adventure. But before you click away, take a moment to imagine this. You're standing at the edge of a dense forest, or overlooking a golden savanna, or listening to the quiet heartbeat of the wilderness, the wind, the birds, the rustling leaves, the distant calls of creatures you may never see again, up close. Out there, every step you take matters. Every ounce in your backpack matters. Every decision what to carry, what to leave behind shapes the experience you're about to have. Because wildlife trips aren't like regular vacations. They're not about comfort, convenience, or recreating home in the middle of nature. They're about stripping away the unnecessary so you can feel the raw world more clearly. They're about being present, being alert, being part of a landscape that existed long before you arrived. When you pack lighter, you move freer. When you carry less, you notice more. You start paying attention to the little things, the tracks in the dirt, the distant calls of animals, the way sunlight moves between the trees. You stop worrying about the nonsense weighing down your backpack, and you start appreciating the world that's unfolding in front of you. So as you plan your next wildlife trip, remember this. You don't need extra shoes. You don't need bulky chairs. You don't need fancy clothes or giant first aid kits or heavy food supplies that only slow you down. What you do need is curiosity, awareness, respect for the environment, and a willingness to travel smarter, lighter, and more intentionally. Because a wildlife adventure isn't defined by the gear you bring, it's defined by the experiences you collect, the memories you make, the quiet moments surrounded by nature that stay with you long after the trip ends. So pack light, travel smart, and give yourself the freedom to truly enjoy the wild the way it was meant to be experienced, unfiltered, unburdened, and unforgettable. If this video helped you prepare for your next adventure, go ahead and hit the like button. It lets us know you want more content like this. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another tip, guide, or travel breakdown. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, and as always, happy exploring.